Good day, good buddies. Welcome to another TTRPG podcast with me, Chris, father, DM, husband, and Walter, Chris, and my good friend Stu.
Hi everyone.
Stu is in fact joining us from across the world this time. Whereabouts are you, Stu?
So currently I am in Mexico, of all places.
Wow.
So a bit different time difference for you as well, mate. Yeah, so middle of the day for me still.
That is mental because it is really freezing cold at night time here now. My little toesies feel like they're icicles.
Oh, I won't tell you how the aircon is at full blast currently in here right now, because outside is quite the opposite.
And didn't you say that after this you plan to go in the pool again?
Back out, yes. Yeah, we'll finish this. I say, and I'll have a well-earned rest by going outside and back me down to the beach, you know.
Well, you've been working really hard, mate, both in this and in your real life human job. So, a couple of things that we're going to talk about today. Most important one, some hot TTRPG news coming out from every angle. We've got the Cosmere RPG out, we've got the Discworld RPG out, and Critical will have some big news. But first of all, obviously, very shortly, I'm going to play in Baldur's Gate 3 with Will. We're quite far into Act 1 now, and obviously we spoke about Baldur's Gate in the past. I know you're a fan. So.
Yeah, I'm absolutely massive Baldur's Gate fan. Ever since I first got into it, it has been just pure addictive to me. It is. I've loved everything about it, all the characters, just the whole development of it. I think yours and Will's playthrough is quite hilarious right now. Having Will, who's been there, done that, seen it all, and then yourself, who's a bit of an archaic mess with it if you go through.
I'm very good at the game, actually. Thank you very much.
It's more watching you do, I want to do this, and we'll just be like, no, Chris, why, you,
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. But I think you said if you had one wish, how would you use it?
Oh, right. So I absolutely love it. But the way I played Baldur's Gate was, a lot of people would say, the wrong way or a horrible way to play it, in the sense that after the game came out, I waited a few months to get it. I let everyone go and find out all the nooks and crannies of it and where to get this item, where to get that. And I took all that information and effectively min-maxed my entire playthrough. So I went through knowing where every item was, every combat was, exactly who I had, what to do, where to change my party, what I do. And I basically just optimized my entire run through. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But if I had that one wish, it would be to wipe my entire knowledge of Baldur's Gate 3 and start again and just give myself a recording that basically said, hi, Stuart. Now, you've completely forgotten about the game Baldur's Gate 3. Now, trust me, you love it. Go and play it again. But just go play it on vibes. Just go play it out of enjoyment because you love it. Just don't look it up. Just go where your heart tells you and just play it like a D&D game and not like an RPG that's on. Like, throw yourself into the world.
Because that's the way I've done it. And I've done it 2 years after it came out. And I love it. Because I've did no research other than watched a few people play a little bit of Act 1 and tiny percent of Act 2 and then played it once at Will's old house when he obviously had access to it and I didn't, and I really wanted to play it. He let me play at his house once or twice. Other than that, I'd never seen any of it, and it's all brand new to me, and I still, this is episode number 6 and I've no idea of the mechanics or the buttons or where anything is.
There's just so many beautiful, brilliant parts of it, even early on, where you just like finding Scratch for the first time. It's just like, amazing. And like the owlbear, and just being like, these things just pop up, and if you don't know they're coming, you can just be wiped out in half a second because you'd be like, I was not prepared for this at all. But then when you are, you're like, right, this person here, this person here, this person here, now engage. And it takes a bit of an element out of it, I find. But, at the same time, I love the way I played it before.
Well, you went in with full knowledge and thought, and that's absolutely fine. I will say, Will convinced me to not play honor mode and tactical, and I think that was a wise choice because on balanced, we have died twice. We have TPK twice already. So
I am not a good game player. I have started a tactician run through, and I am very much struggling with that, even with all the knowledge and the inside bit on that. So, yeah, I am not great in that sense. So, anyone who does on a mode, freaking fair play to you lot. And if you succeed in it, then damn well done.
Long term,
yeah.
the four of us will play on a mode together. But I mean, you know, Dave in Thailand, and if you're in Mexico right now, I feel like it's not going to happen anytime soon.
The sun never sets on Roll to Miss.
No, literally. So, some hot, steamy, sexy, spicy news coming out of the RPG space. I mean, first of all, I got a new microphone, so this is going to be the last podcast with really bad audio, but since my head of IT, Will, hasn't turned up for this podcast, I had no idea how to get this plugged in and working. So that's one piece of news. But in the outside of the Roll to Miss space, our good friend, off-screen producer and god, Nick, alerted us to the fact that you can get the Discworld RPG, which is fully released on Kickstarter, for free, or at least 60 pages of it. So we're obviously in the process of possibly running a game in the Discworld world. Nick is the more knowledgeable of us. Do you have any knowledge on Discworld?
My Discworld knowledge doesn't stretch far, other than knowing that it's a Terry Pratchett universe, and seeing the odd bits, say things like the Hogfather, the Colour of Magic, knowing whatnot about, more death, a couple of the characters and whatnot. I think it's a wonderful universe. I had an awful lot about it, and I'd be very excited to play anything game related to it.
Yeah, likewise. I've only ever watched those things and read Colour of Magic, and that's about as much as I've gone into the Discworld world. But since we've been talking about it, I'm listening to Colour of Magic again, basically starting the whole Discworld from the beginning every night when I go to sleep. So we'll find out whenever we play it how much knowledge I've absorbed by then and how much I can bring to the table, assuming I'm going to be the one to DM it. I might not. It might be nice to let someone else.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Say if Nick's got the knowledge for it, maybe Nick's the person to pick it up. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, off-screen DM sounds like it could be an interesting idea because he's so adverse to being in front of the camera. We'll see what happens. But the Cosmere RPG was also released recently in the last few months as a full release, and I know even less about Cosmere than I do about Discworld. So definitely hoping that Nick will join us at some point to tell us all about that, but it does look like an interesting RPG. I will say one more thing on the Discworld thing. It does seem like more of an RPG than a TTRPG to me, because after reading through the free materials that are online, it doesn't look like there's even any hint of a combat system, and like you get super powered by making jokes and telling puns. So, I mean, it just seems like a really fun game. But I wonder how it would run in terms of encounters if everything is just a social encounter. Maybe it'd be an interesting challenger to D&D on that aspect. No, but I'm definitely willing to give it a go. Would you be interested in playing a TTRPG without the map and minis in combat?
Well, it's. I think the part of that is that you could do that in an already a D&D campaign, isn't it? I think, there is a possibility with the right DM and right setup that you can talk yourself out of any situation. It's a fairly common build is a bard character, charisma through the roof, to talk their way out of everything. So part to the bone.
So a game like that. We'll run a game where obviously I played a bard, and most of what I was trying to do was just get out of every situation and get everyone to go back to the tavern for a night on the town.
I think it's one thing that was pushed down the throat, I think, a bit too much with D&D, especially towards the new players, is the idea that you're going to be doing combat, and combat is the only way to level up. The idea that you have to fight to get stronger. When actually it's, well, if you're a very charismatic or, high intelligence or high will-based character, actually using those skills should understandably level you up in the same sense. So doing more detective work, or doing more insight work, or doing more information gathering, and that, it's not combat. It's different roles. It's different checks. So I can see a game based off of that instead. It might not be as appealing to some people, but I can definitely see the benefactory of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, Nick was the one who brought it up, but Nick's always been very visual map and minis when I've played, so it'd be interesting if he was to run a game, how he would do that, because we had back in our home game times, it was all on paper minis. Like, obviously we've played online since, but would he want to introduce an idea of map and minis onto it? I don't know if it doesn't seem suited to that, so it's a very interesting topic of conversation that we will have.
If it comes down to a game that's a bit more about your social interactions and that, a lot of time you do think when you walk in, say go back to D&D for a minute there, you walk into a shop, one member of the party decides to walk up and chat to a shopkeeper, while the other 4 people decide to just stand in the shop. Now, you look at that and you go, yeah, that's just 5 people in a shop. But you look at it from a shopkeeper's perspective, and 5 fully clad and probably maybe dripping in blood and a bit of dirt have just walked in, soaked to the teeth in weapons, and only one of them has walked up to the front and 4 of them are just standing there doing nothing.
That'd be really unsettling.
And even that one person tries to chat and tries to chirp and tries to be nice, even if they do absolutely fantastic, you've got to think, well, those 4 people at the back are still going to be a little off-putting. That's going to make them not at ease. Which I feel if you do a game that's just around the social side of it, everyone's got to constantly be thinking, actually, the barbarian who is literally maybe wearing a freaking wolf pelt or something, should they actually be in that store right now? Or should they be away and let the less vicious looking characters have the social discussion kind of thing while they do something different, And actually makes people think, instead of we just go because we're not in fight and we do X, Y, Z and go back out and fight, they go, actually, how are we going to get this? Maybe you play a lot more on the actual social role-playing side of it.
Yeah, absolutely. You reminded me of a banger meme I saw today, where it was a party of 5 adventurers who were all half human and all looking for the same human parent. And I feel like that kind of thing would be perfect for the Discworld RPG, for what I've seen.
The half elf, the half goblin, the half orc, all trying to find the same dad. The human man who's like, oh.
And then obviously the punchline is the bard in the tavern sitting in the corner going,
life's finally caught up with it.
Speaking of role playing, are you ready for this seamless transition that I'm known for?
Bring it on.
So, Critical Role Campaign 4 is right around the corner. Me and you, Stu, see our super fans. Matt Mercer have us on your thing one time, that would blow my mind. But yeah, tell me about Campaign 4 and how much you've kept abreast of the information. Have you kept abreast? Is your breast firmly on the script?
It isn't as much as it should be, but I am incredibly excited for it. I do need to do the read because they have now released the a bit of a story based around the characters. I have seen the artwork for the new lineup, and I think they are all fantastic. I think it's great to see a few new kind of faces in the main party. I think there's some stunning pieces now. I'm very, very excited to see Brennan behind the screen. I think he's been great at Dimension 20. He's had to deal with some quite chaotic nature in there. And to come and with the professional voice actor side of it, who are much more story driven, is going to really let him flourish. We've already seen it in some of his previous work with Critical Role, where he's done the few episodes here and there, but to do a whole campaign.
Yeah.
And to then see Matt, did you say Matt Mercer, to see Matt on the other side of it, finally, the forever DM, finally getting this chance to do a proper campaign the other side.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be incredible. It's an absolute not miss. Do not miss. No, watch out.
Yeah, and Robbie.
What about you? How much have you kept up with it?
Well, Robbie's been like one of the standouts of campaign 3 for me. I think Robbie Damon and the fact that he's going to be there throughout looks really promising. I am very interested to see how such a big party all work together. As I said before, my first party was 9 people, but that very swiftly got whittled down to about 6 after a few people just decided it weren't for them. And then I'm actually running a game at my local community hall. I think I mentioned it on here before. And there are 10 people who come to the first one and said they're going to come to the next one. And it already seems like the upper limit of what I can manage. And I think that's all today. There's 14 people going to be involved in this West Marcher style campaign. 14. And obviously they're all really high quality actors and stuff who are going to be desperate for the spotlight and trying to steal every scene. I'm really looking forward to just the pure chaos of all of these sort of massive personalities popping off at once.
The first thing I'll say to that, Chris, is mate, absolutely massive props to you for setting it up within your own community and giving people the opportunity. And also 10 is by no means a small feat. That is a very big party, and very well done to manage to get them all to turn around and say they'd love to come back and do it again.
Well, thank you very much. They were all lovely people, and the age ranges were all over the place. As I said before, it was like 20 to somewhere in the 50s. I didn't think it was okay to ask, but I think because everyone was a similar sort of personality type, everyone was a bit quiet and reserved. It was actually really easy to manage. But I feel like with 14 sort of borderline ADHD performative types.
The rumours I've heard, and this may be official now, as I say, I've not read into it, is it's going to quite quickly and quite early on split into 2 or 3 groups. So it's maybe going to be a bit more of how's Brennan going to go from party A to party B to party C and jump between. I know before in Critical Role, because as we say, they're all voice actors, they've all got jobs, they all get contracts where they have to go work on movies or different sets, and they have to disappear for a month or 2, but they keep filming, so their character goes on a different journey for a bit, and you end up only having, say, 3 or 4 of the main cast are actually on an episode. So I don't think it's something it's going to be brand new, but I think to navigate those 3 consistently, it's going to be an interesting way to see. Is it going to be same time? Is it going to be one's a bit further ahead in time and they'll play to a point and then actually this party will come in and catch up and it's all going to culminate at one point, or are they going to keep intertwining, switching over and whatnot? We shall see.
We shall see. And maybe we should see if we can all get to one of the streams as the first release, and I'll watch it together. That'd be really cool.
That would be, yeah, because I did that for because I only really started getting into Critical Role about mid to late way through campaign 2.
Yeah.
So I had plenty of stuff to catch up with.
Yeah.
But by that point, when I saw that campaign 3 was coming out, I found out exactly what I didn't do the Thursday night because it's about 2 a.m. for us normally, isn't it, when it gets live streamed?
Yeah.
But as soon as it came out on Monday at 8 p.m, I was straight on YouTube and watched it. And yeah, I think they were attacked by furniture or something as a random group who just happened to be there at the time. And it was just this is an interesting way to start. But all right, we go with it.
So my job at the time really actually helped in basically defining who I am as a person, because I worked at a bar when it was coming out, and the bar would close at 1 a.m. So I would then obviously have to get the bus at 2 a.m. So I would be travelling home from work when it had just come out. And so it was really early on in 2016, 2017 when I was actually catching the live streams. And I felt like that really helped to get hooked in the thing. It was like watching it unfold live. It was really cool.
Watching it live as well, because I don't think I've ever actually, because the same time, so I've never watched a full live one. So everything I kind of watched has been, in post. Yeah. So they have done. There's definitely some effects and stuff they put in, and maybe a little bit they've cut out here and there. Can't blame them. It doesn't always go absolutely flowingly smooth, does it? But yeah, no, to get a live one going would be
Yeah, we'll do a live watch along, even if it's 2 in the morning, whatever. For our final little big question, how would you run a game of 14 people all at once? How would you go about it? Would you separate them into different groups? Would you try and run it? Would you sit back and let them waffle on and then jump in? How would you go about it? Because I know how I would apply what I'm doing with 10 people to what I'm doing with 14 people, but I'm interested in what you think, how you would handle it.
I think with 14, I would split it into 2. I would work out maybe social situations to keep it together and try and work out a way to branch them off into different bits. Encourage them to kind of say, oh, it's not going to be enough for all of you to fit down here or something. And as, 5 of them go that way, then go, oh, one of you notices this gap opens up over here or something. And, try and weed out that way. I think the other thing I would do is say a lot more bigger singular targets as opposed to lots of minions. Because if you got, if you've got, say, 14 players, if you then put 14 minions out there, that's 28 rolls. By the time you get round to player 1, top of the round again, they're going to have switched off. 27 goes have happened. Even if you say a minute ago, that's half an hour.
Yeah.
For them just to go, oh, and I hit with my sword. Oh, I missed. And my turn. Right. So I think it'd be a lot more if you did bring them back in together. Boom. There's your Godzilla. There's your Kaiju. There's your Pyramid, whatever you want it to be. Big fight. And then when they're split into 2 bits, go right. We're going to do a round over here. You guys, you can see your situation. You can see what you're set up with. I'm going to come over and I'm going to do a round over here. And then that gives them the time in between. You hope you can then maybe bounce quickly between because everyone's got that time to go, right, this is our round. Pause, loo breaks, snack breaks. That's it, because we're now looking at this side of it. And just try and keep bouncing between the 2.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing with my group of 10. I'm kind of setting up 2 scenes at once and being like, there's 3 or 4 guys over here, 3 or 4 guys over there. Like, you don't really need everyone to go over there. Making it quite clear that if you split it in 2 and have 2 separate scenes, we can manage that. Turn timers, like after a minute, default to you just hit them with your most basic spell, most basic weapon attack, and obviously trying to keep everyone engaged by doing more group skill checks, so that everyone's rolling dice at once, and then just saying, right, there's an even number of you, so I'm going to take an average of the score. And that's going to be the group score. So, if you're proficient in history for this history check about this town, feel free to roll, and however many of you choose to roll, I'll divide that by how many of you rolled. The score I'm looking for is X. We'll see if you beat it as a group. So doing more group skill checks so that everyone's rolling dice more, so that everyone's involved and everyone's working together rather than having their all separate conversations. But also,
I think that,
not really, like, if other people are having their own separate conversations, they're kind of just letting it happen, because at that point, like, you will just be constantly managing behaviour, and like, it's not what you want to do when you're playing D&D, you just want to enjoy the game. So, just like, if people want to talk about whatever, let them. As I said about missing a session, like, I kind of feel like missing out on D&D and missing out on the story is punishment enough, and not have to punish them and be like, right, can you guys just focus or whatever. I feel like it's easier to just manage it by ignoring it and cracking on with the people who are actively interested.
It is a bit of a frustrating thing I find sometimes with D&D when you do have someone who is on their phone or chatting away with someone else, and suddenly it gets to them and they go, oh, sorry, I didn't realise it was my turn. What's going on? And you're a bit like, and I've been guilty of it. I've been guilty of it. Where I've suddenly gone, sorry, I didn't realise. Oh, what do I want to do? What's happened? Oh, when did that happen? It's like 5 minutes ago. That's on me, my bad. And it is annoying because, especially on the DM side, you're putting this effort in to try and make this game good, and then the people on the other side are kind of going, yeah, but it's not about me right now, or this is more interesting, and it's a bit like, yeah, okay, so yeah, as you say, your punishment is a bit of, you don't get the knowledge, actually. If you'd seen this, and maybe, no, I'm not going to tell you why that's there, because it's happened. Your other party members might feel like telling you, but then they're going to start getting annoyed at having to update you on everything. So maybe it's one of those, let them talk kind of thing, and then let everyone else kind of work as a team to stop the talking. The only thing I'll say, what you said there, I think you're running it really well. The only I find is the timer bit sometimes gets a little bit harsh. If you've got, say, a fighter or a barbarian or a melee class, and then you've got a wizard or a sorcerer, and kind of going, right, clock's ticking, and they're going, well, fighter, I'm gonna hit, I'm gonna extra attack. And then it's like, well, should I second wind? Should I action surge? Nah, in my turn. And it's a little bit like, sorcerer wizard, it's full caster, it's a bit more of a, let me scroll, what spells do I want to use, who have we got? So it's a little bit, not massively, but I would say at the same time, a caster is a, they know they got their spells, they know they have to think about what they're doing ahead of time. So you'd like to think as they get more into the character as well, they're going to be a bit more, I need to, before it's my turn, think about what I want to do and what spell to use.
Yeah. So I also have a rule, and I've said alongside the timers, where you can, if you need more thinking time than a minute, just drop a few down in the initiative order. And then if it happens to be like me as the DM, monsters, and then someone else, and so you wouldn't have that time, then I will delay the time, like press the timer, and let them figure it out for a minute, and basically tell the people what I'm going to do on my turn, so that they can get ready to deal with what I've got coming. So then the people aren't just sitting and watching this guy think and do nothing. But like, well, when it's my turn, I'm going to do this, so get ready for that. And then if they're still thinking, then I'll be like, so have you come up with anything? Do you need a little bit more thinking time? Because if you need a little bit more thinking time, I'll do my thing and I'll just make sure I won't target you. So,
it's a bit like holding the action, really, isn't it? Kind of thing. But I think in my brain just went as you were saying that, I'm now kind of imagining you're in a battle, fighters there chopping away, and you just imagine turning around and just seeing a wizard going, oh crap, where's that spell kind of thing. Like, I need 2 seconds, just
exactly.
Trying to find
the monster
still goes on, but they're just like, where is it? Yeah.
Someone just joining us, did they know it is it Will? Hi Will, do you know we're being recorded right now, mate? Do you want to
That's alright.
Hi Will, we were just actually wrapping up, but you can talk to the people if you want to talk to the people. Can we leave this bit in? This is really good.
This is great. Yeah. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Do your homework.
Will, just for no reason, what would you do if you had a DM for 14 people, and you have 20 seconds to think about an answer before you submit it, please? Good. On that note, guys.
Easy.
Thank you very much for Stu for the conversation. Thank you very much, Will, for joining right at the end there. Good, very good.
You're so very welcome. I'm glad we could all be part of this together.
There's a surprise for you guys for sticking to the end. There you go. Enjoy Will's sultry voice taking us out. Thank you all for coming. Much love.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you.